Our picked apart and leftover turkey is about to become the star once again in a turkey pot pie. But here's what we're going to do. We spent a lot of time in the kitchen. We're simplifying things. I mean, really making it easy. And we're doing it coming up next on Culinary Nunnsense. When I mean simple, easy, and prefab, that's exactly what this is all about. Sure, you could take the extra time and make your own pie crust, but you know what? They're on sale, and they've got bunches of them. End caps, full of them at the grocery store. So to get yourself a couple of deep dish pie shells, and we're going to put together a very simple, very easy, but very flavorful turkey pot pie. And when I mean that we're using what's left over, instead of the white potato, I had some sweet potato. So that's what we're going to go with. Some sweet potato right on in to the bottom of the shell. And because we're using sweet potato and there's not as much starch, we will have to fortify this with a little bit of flour just so we don't have a real soupy turkey pot pie. But we'll just put that right there on the bottom. We're not going to go crazy or go too much. And then, taking some right fresh from the bag, we've got some assorted vegetables. And of course, last but not least, the turkey. And Cindy has a name for turkey that doesn't have any of the weird little bits to it. She calls it sketch-free. So in order to make sure we don't have any bones or even parts of gristle, maybe even some of the keel bone, we're going to cut the turkey into bite-sized pieces. And at least this way, if I am cutting into it and I hear something go crunch, or if I feel something that is just a little tough going through, then I would know that I would have some of the aforementioned sketch, which we don't want in our turkey, or in our turkey pot pie. And we'll take some of our chopped turkey, and that will go in small pieces, making sure it's sketch-free, and into, see now that would be a piece of sketch. There you go. We've got a nice little filling going on here. Everything seems to be covered up. And now, let's go ahead and assemble the rest of it. It's this easy. Because, like I said, we're not using potato, we don't have as much starch, I'm just going to take a little bit of flour, all-purpose, not self-rising, and I'm going to sprinkle over the top of the turkey. And we've got maybe about a tablespoon or so. I'm not going to go crazy with it, so I used about maybe half of that. And then we'll top it off with some of our chicken stock. Got to have some juice in there for a nice, moist pot pie. We don't want it to come all the way up to the top. We just want to barely see it on the sides there. So basically we've just covered up the potato and the vegetable. That'll help to cook both of those. And I know you're thinking, all right, what about the rest here? The thing is naked on the top. Well, here's the best part. These pie shells come in twos. So we're going to take the pie, or the shell, out of this one pie, put it over top of the other one. We'll crimp the edges together. We'll baste it with a little bit of butter, or some egg white if you'd like to do an egg wash. And we'll pop it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. There you go. It's prefab, it's simple, and it's oh so easy. Turkey pot pie. I think it's one of my favorite leftover holiday dishes of the entire season. Oh, look at that. Come apart on me. If you let it rest a little bit longer than we did here, it lets some of that juice get pulled back in, and the flour helps to tighten it all up. But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's going to be a little bit messy anyway. It is pot pie after all. But there you go. That's simple. It's got all the goodness inside. It's got the peas, the carrots, it's got those baby lima beans, and it's got this golden delicious crust. And what we did with the crust here to get that little bit of a shine was just the egg wash toward the end. It's so good, it's so easy, it's so fresh, and you can make it at home in a flash. I think if you either whip up your own crust, or you get yourself a couple of deep dish, take your leftovers, combine it with a bag of vegetables, just a little bit of flour, and your favorite potato. We use sweet potato this go around. You'll have yourself a pot pie that'll be good for leftovers, and then maybe even lunch the next day. And when you take that bite, no matter how many times you've had it, leftovers that is, you too will be saying, that's piping hot. But ooh, there is none better.